Yo, people, I'm your host, Major, and as always, I'm with my brother Ace, and welcome back to another episode of Two Up Front. Ace, what are you telling me, bro? How you feeling?
Hey man, I'm good, man. I'm good. My team was back to winning ways, so yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. It's always nice when you can enjoy a nice football chat in positive, in a positive headspace. I haven't had too many of those so far this season, so I'm good, man. What are you telling me though?
I hear you, bro. Hey, man, you know how it goes, blessed and highly favored. And yeah, man, there's a lot to talk about. And just for like the viewers' knowledge, just so you know, today we're doing two streams, man. So yeah, man, we're doing our review stream. I said review.
I say review.
Review. we're doing we're doing our game week review, and then we've got the preview as well, and we'll do that like just in and around 10 o'clock. So yeah, just before that. But yeah, man, we've got a lot to talk about. So, bro, let's not even waste time, man. There were some big results this weekend. Some big results. We saw Liverpool almost drop points to Southampton.
I knew it was
Bro,
too good to be true, man.
we saw Amorim draw his first game. We saw Arsenal get back to winning ways.
We saw that.
But bro, none of them can take the starting slot.
Oh,
Because
mate.
bro, at the Etihad,
We witnessed a massacre, a murder.
something crazy happened, bro. Something crazy happened, bro. Damn, it's crazy, bro. So, hey, let's get to it, bro. Manchester City 0, Tottenham Hotspur 4. Spurs won 4-0 at the Etihad, bro. Bro, where do we even start with this? Because I've said it, bro.
Yeah.
I've said it.
No, it
early,
is, yeah.
bro.
Even just hearing
This
you
team,
say that actually caught me off guard. 4-0. Oh
bro,
my god. No.
bro, I said it, bro. Like Spurs make me give up trying to analyze them. Like they make me give up, bro. Bro, you spend time watching this precious game of football. You analyze tactics. You look at structure. We analyze the high line. We analyze the midfield. From game to game, we're looking at things. We're picking things apart. We're saying, okay, you know what? If they can sort this out, then they'll get better. And then they'll probably start going on a run here. And then they lose to Ipswich. And then we're saying, you know what? It's not looking great for them. And then they beat City 4-0. Like, bro, you look at them and you're thinking, oh, Villa, tough game. 4-1.
Slap them up, yeah.
You're looking at Palace, who hadn't won a game.
Lost. They should be comfortable. Yeah.
Lost.
Yeah.
Bro, where do we even start? But yeah, crazy game, bro. I want to hear your thoughts on the
you know what it is, yeah. I wanna take our time with the City, and I sound like talking about what we witnessed from City side. So let's first, give Spurs their credit, and then we talk about City and just the crisis that they're currently in. I think that's probably a fair place to start, man. And I think from the Spurs side, I think there's so many players, man, that you have to give a shout out to. Like so many players that shone in this game. And like you said, a match that we expected City to, bounce back after coming up, losing 4 games in a row. Say, or at the Etihad, City always rise. They might punish Spurs. Spurs might have caught them at the worst time, not knowing that. And Spurs were going to just give them another L to add to that record, that running streak. So man, I think, the players that come to mind, I have to kind of first big up, this Kulu guy. Yeah, he's having a season, man. He's having a season. He's getting back to those levels that had Spurs fans comparing him with Saka. So let's still calm down a little bit. Let's not get crazy. But we have to give him his credit. That was be guided. But he deserves a lot of credit right now, man. Like he was really good in that game. Yeah, really good in that game. Like he absolutely cut them apart. I look at the defense. I say, whoa, going up against Erling Haaland. I said, what, Van der Ven and Romero are both missing. This could be ugly. Not knowing that Davies and Dragishin, who I've been very critical of so far this season, like every time I've watched him, he hasn't been great. But boy, he went to Etihad. him and Davies, and they kept. I won't say they kept Haaland quiet. We'll get into that when we get to the City side. But they did more than enough like work. You understand? Like for what you can expect from your second, third string kind of backup players when your main ones are out. So big play to them. The midfield as well, man. We were talking before the game when we said, how is he going to do it? Is he going to be a psychopath and go Kulu, Madison, and, you know, maybe Sal Bissouma? Or is he going to be more like solid? And yeah, I think he made a perfect balance where he said, Johnson, you know what, please, it's going to be impacting this game. Kulu, you go to the right wing. Madison, you come in, which he does a lot of credit to because he hasn't been great so far this season. But yeah, he's shone in that match, scored 2 very good goals. So yeah, Madison, Sarr, again, he's another player that I think deserves a massive shout out because he's been really good like so far this season, especially the last few game weeks. So yeah, no, man, Ange got it right, man. He got it right. He made a lot of the right decisions. And they were a lot smarter too. I don't think they were also crazy. They were defensively solid, caught City out. I think, again, I want to get into City. You go on now. You add to the Spurs credit before we get into City, man. Because they deserve a lot of discredit for their performance in this game.
I've got 100% give Spurs like a lot of credit. I think that was like a great performance, and to score 4 at the Etihad, it's crazy,
bro. They showed us how it's done, man. All the time, we've been telling Arsenal fans that we've been going there parking the bus.
You know what's so funny as well? Yeah, I was about to say, because I remember seeing something and it was just like, I think like it was online where like after the 2-2 draw and the 10 men, and it was just like, so like a Spurs fan was like, like you lot like negative, boring football. And then I think Arsenal fan was like, okay, when you go to the Etihad, show us how it's done then. And
they showed us.
They did exactly that.
They showed us.
They did exactly that.
Yeah.
They said, I bet. So yeah. But yeah, incredible performance. And I actually want to start off with what we were talking about in the preview. Because we spoke about Ange, and we spoke about how is he going to line up, and we had that conversation regarding Madison and Kulu and how is he going to line up with that midfield. Is he going to leave Bissouma there by himself? Is he going to leave Sarr there by himself? What is he going to do? And man, he said, I got a plan. He said, I got a plan. He said, when he heard what you were saying, bro, he tuned into 2UpFront, and he said, this brother don't even know. He don't even know. He's not even discussed all the options.
Yeah.
How about Kulu and Madison both play? And how about we don't surrender the midfield? How about that? He said, how about Brennan Johnson? Bro, he said, how about Brennan Johnson, who's been scoring? He said, how about he holds bench and then he comes on to score? How about that?
How about that?
He said, I got something cooking. So yeah, I've got to give, because you know what it is? Andrew's got things wrong this season and we've criticized him. So we've got to give him the praise when he's got things right. And
bro, and you know what the ultimate praise has to be as well, man. Ultimately, I still look at the Spurs players. I'm just like, on like there's certain ones like I said, Kulu, Sarr, Young, but a lot like Johnson, like I feel like the team that rocked up at Etihad should in no world be leaving 4-0. Leaving there with all 3 points, winning 4-0 compared to the players that City have as well at their disposal. So I think that's the ultimate credit I think you have to give to Andrew as well, man, is how much this guy has managed to boost these players like to levels that genuinely I don't feel like they probably also should be or under other managers. But yeah.
Also, like you mentioned, I think some of these players were underperforming. So when you look at someone like a Madison, he was below par. Like he is a better player than what he's displayed this season. And I think, those finishes. Firstly, let's go through the goals. You know what I mean? Let's analyze. So City actually started off fast, like they did, and there was that opportunity for Haaland where I think, like he tried to cut back onto his left, whereas I think he should have let the ball roll across onto his right and then took the shot on like that. But like City started off quick, and then Spurs got into it.
I think Bissouma got one yellow card in the first minute of the game.
Like being able to manage himself from that, because Spurs did well to get back into it quickly. Like they were able to, they didn't allow it to become a thing of like, oh, you know what, like City were able to build up too much momentum. Like they were able to stifle it quickly. And that cross and again, we're going to talk about the City defending. So I'm going to leave that bit after. Do you get me? So this bit is about Spurs. But yeah, that cross you know what it is? I don't even know if this makes sense here. But you see, when I see crosses that good, I don't even like calling them crosses. Like I call it a pass.
Okay.
I don't even like calling it a cross. Like, do you get me? Like,
there's too much. There's too much out there. Like, no,
do you get me? Yeah, do you get me?
I hear it.
Sometimes across the connotation.
Yeah, you just put it in there. Put it into the mixer. Yeah.
No, that was directly for Maddison to run onto. Like that was
it
great
was beautiful,
delivery.
man.
And then Maddison, great finish as well.
Yeah, first time, lovely. Yeah.
Then with the second goal, yeah, man. Like again, City defending, we'll talk about it. But yeah,
get into it.
Like again, like Spurs, like even like I spoke about it when they faced us. Like one thing that I was really impressed with was their ability to press like high up the pitch. And yeah, like obviously City made mistakes, but yeah, Spurs capitalized. And what I really liked about this goal was how when Son received the ball, Maddison straight away continues to make the run. Like he switched on, and then Son plays a lovely reverse pass. Like, and then the finish.
Yeah, it was audacious. I was like, bro, you'd have thought he'd had a better season than he's had so far, bro. The confidence that Maddison had in this game.
No, the finish, brilliant. And yeah, man, like I think from there, like obviously you're 2-0 up at the Etihad, and it's like, cool, we've seen you, Spurs.
Yeah.
Like you saw what happened with Brighton. You were 2-0 up then, you lost 3-2. Like, what's going to happen from here? Like, so we've still got big questions. And yeah, City did have chances, but also Spurs had chances. And yeah, like I think they did well. Then obviously we get into the second half. Kulu, he was sourcing with that third goal. What gave man the megs? Moved. Like he was sourcing. Like, do you get me? And then obviously I think Solanke retrieves it, lays it back for Porro, bang, like 3-0. Like, do you get me? And then these lot do the Mario Kart celebration
at the Etihad.
It's so disrespectful. Like, you know what I deeped about Spurs as well? Spurs can be so disrespectful, because I remember even when I was at Old Trafford, bro, the way these lot were just celebrating in the corner, bro, I was just looking at them. I was just like, bro, do you get me? Yeah, I respect it. I respect it. But yeah, so it's like, and then obviously, Timo, he comes on.
Hey man, turbo winner.
Walker.
Man. Bro. Hey, we'll get into the City aspect.
Yeah, man. So and then obviously Johnson comes on and makes it 4, and man. Yeah, what a result. What a result for Tottenham. So
a great result, man. And bro, and even after that too, man, City, he could have even been worse, man, because Spurs also missed chances after that too, that they could have absolutely embarrassed them even more than they did already. So in hindsight, it was a crazy game and a crazy performance from Spurs. So big ups to them. Now the question with them now is, Fulham next weekend.
This is it.
We'll get into it. We'll talk about that in the preview. This is actually it. The next part, because this is what makes them ridiculous. What makes them ridiculous now to predict? Because now, does this give us more confidence that they're gonna go deal with Fulham? We'll get into it. We'll talk about it in the next stream. But so they're ridiculously inconsistent. The high, they hit the highest highs and the lowest lows. But let's see.
They're consistently inconsistent, bro.
So let's see if this result they can push on or kick on from this. But man, big fair play to them. Anything else? Should we get into the City side as well now, man?
Man, let's start talking about City, man.
City side.
I know you got a lot to say, bro.
I was even thinking, I was gonna, because even all the goals, like I feel like let's say the first goal now. First one, I'm thinking, Kudu, great cross. I see Vardio. I see City get away with this thing, where because they're so successful, a lot of their players, when they should get more criticism, don't really get it because of the
because they're
City are
winning.
so successful. Yeah,
Yeah.
successful. That's how it goes. But Vardio too, for a 90 million pound centre back playing left back, guy gets cooked way too many times
Well, he's getting
defensively.
the attacking stuff
Bro,
is
I don't know, man. The bangers are
overshadowing.
lovely. Yeah, the
It's
bangers are lovely.
overshadowing.
Yeah,
Man
but
said
his
he's
first job
hiding
is to
under it.
defend. Bro, his first job is to defend, man. So yeah, he deserves a lot more kind of spotlight on him now because his performances at left back haven't been great. So we need to talk on him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The second Madison goal as well, as lovely as the reverse pass from Son is, it was them passes that in as I'm watching it, I'm like, I know what Son's gonna do here, but with the number of players City have in this box, this pass shouldn't get through to Madison. Like, you know, when you're watching, like, I know what he's about to do. Madison's making a run, but this pass shouldn't get through. I just see it get through all the bodies. Another player that needs to come into some due criticism is what's his name? Oh, my brain's gone blank, bro. City centre back. Stones, bro. Big Stones. No, he's not been shining, man. One of the best centre backs. A lot of these players are meant to be top centre backs in the league, best players. I guess City have injuries, but Rodri missing is not why all that defensively City have been so poor this season. Like that's not the reason, because a lot of the players are still there. So yeah, he was very poor in that second Madison goal. Boy. I think the third one, Cooley did well, but in the fourth one again, man, don't you want to talk about your guy Walker? Because man, I think when you're just seeing him weekend just so consistently now getting burnt. Now Timo's fast, but Timo's not the only guy I've seen burn him this season, man. It seems like it's becoming a more regular occurrence where that pace that used to be so scary. Bro, I used to see players not want to take him down the wing, or they'll pass it across it. I don't want to 1v1 with Walker. I don't want this race. Now players are saying, bro, lace up your shoes. Let's go. And they're doing it, bro. They're confidently beating him in 1v1 races. It's crazy. So I don't know if you want to add anything to that from, I guess, defensively. City just was so poor in this game.
Bro, I'm not gonna talk about Walker because I've spoke about him enough, man. You already know. Like, do you get me? Like, I was ahead of the curve. Like, I was trying to tell people from early, man. Even when the pace was there, I've been telling people, bro. Like, do you get me? Like, shout him out. Like, he's had a great career. Like, do you get me? Like, been a great right back. But yeah, man, this is a new. Like, do you get it? Like, it's new. And I think, like, obviously he's still very quick. Like, he's not slow, but like, obviously his unique selling point was his recovery pace. So that was his USP. So when that even starts to fade a little bit, along with all of the other things that he's been exposed for, then man, it's not looking great at all. So Vardio had a shocker, absolute shocker. Like defensively all over the place. But bro, like you mentioned Stones as well, but it's not even just the defense. That midfield,
bro. Listen, I think each part of City's team can get criticized.
Oh my
I think that I blame this one on Pep a bit more though when it comes to midfield, because Rico Lewis, understand, Gundogan. I could have told you that, bro. Like, with the legs that Spurs have as well, I don't know if this is the midfield two that you want to have.
Who would you have played though?
Oh, that's a good question, but boy, this is again, this is what it's kind of similar.
Out.
It's true. It's true.
Obviously Rodri. Like,
who was on the bench for City midfield wise? I actually don't know who was available.
I'll have to check it.
I can check as well.
Yeah.
Because it's a good question. Me, all I can do is criticize what I saw on the pitch. But you're right. If did Pep have other options, that one we can. Yeah, Nunez. Well, he's not really been playing midfield anyway.
He's not been cooking in. They found a new position for him where it's like, oh, he's actually more effective. Like, in the midfield, he's not been doing.
That's still ridiculous, man.
So it's just like So like, we don't the defense. They really, they don't really have. They don't really have anyone.
I think Lewis. I think he really struggled in this game, man. I think he really struggled in it. I think I'm starting to get maybe. It's that thing of, it's one thing being a right back that's inverted into midfield than just being a midfielder from the start of the game.
Bro.
And again, it's looking more like, be a right back that inverts into midfield. Don't be starting games in that midfield position, man.
Like, you know what it is? I think
at this stage of his career, I don't know if that's what he should be
He's,
doing.
you know what it is? I think is Rico Lewis. He's clearly a very talented footballer, and I think Pep has even said it. Like he's someone that he can play anywhere. Like there's like so many positions he can play. I think he needs to like just solidify and focus on a position. So yeah, if you are going to be a fullback who inverts, then let that be that. Like, and yeah, like you need to start to specialize, because yeah, man, that midfield position, I've said it, like it's a whole different ball game. Like, and a lot of the time people see fullbacks inverting, and because they do well, people assume that they'll be able to convert into midfielders, and it's just like, bro, that central midfield position is not a joke. Like,
It's key,
do you get
man.
me? I said, bro, you know how highly I rate Trent, and I said it, bro. Trent, he's a fullback. Do you get me? Play him fullback, let him invert. Now, when you're trying to start him into midfield, that's a whole different skill set. It's very different coming from right back and stepping into midfield. That's a very different scenario than starting in midfield, bro. Like, do you remember the? I don't know if you remember seeing like the was it Tielemans, where I think it was a preseason friendly, and he had like the body cam on him. Like, I don't know if you
was
remember
it
it.
against Newcastle? Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah,
I
I
think
can't
it was
remember who they were
Newcastle,
facing,
yeah.
but yeah, like they had a
Yeah,
friendly and there was the body cam, and everyone was looking at so many people like, oh my days, bro. Like, you don't realize how fast these players are coming at you. These lot were saying, right, it's looking like a zombie apocalypse. Like, do you get me? Like you don't have no time to take a touch, and it's a whole different book, bro. So yeah, man. Like, I think it's one of them ones where, yeah, like Rico Lewis, like, yeah, he definitely did struggle. And I think just physically, like, yeah, City, they're just too easy to
bro.
be bypassed.
Gundogan,
Yeah.
Gundogan,
So, yeah.
Gundogan. You know, to be fair, I'll give them credit, because I was gonna come and do a bit of dunking on these fans too, but I'll give them credit, because again, I think the Gundogan gas in the summer was mainly because he was meant to be a backup, or to give Rodri some minutes rest in games, and not to be the alternative. But this is also where football fans too, man, when a lot of us don't know what we're talking about, because a lot of the talk in the summer too, bro, is Gundogan's back. This is now City's title again. This is a massive transfer, and bro, he's just been horrible, man.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
he's been so bad. He's been so bad.
It's not the
Like,
guy I
he was
remember.
meant to lessen the blow that, oh yeah, Rodri's out, but bro, he's looking like he's causing bigger issues. Like, so yeah, no, he's just looking like a shadow of the player that he was before, man. Like you said, physically as well. Yeah, Spurs were just running through their midfield, man. I think once Spurs got a handle, and they found their feet in the game again after the initial like City fast start, I think from that point, yeah, it looked like, yeah, you could just tell the difference in the team, in both teams' midfields, and just who had much more running power. And clearly that was Spurs in this one. So yeah, I think so. Yeah, defense, midfield, and then we get to the attack, bro. We say Erling, man, like, again, we don't do too much, because again, still one of the greatest strikers that were witnessing like as he's playing. But yeah, he's also not looking like himself these last few game weeks. I don't know if it's confidence, I don't know what it is, but like chances that you'd expect him to finish, he's snatching at it. He's giving keepers a lot more, like a much better chance of stopping his shots. Even the goal he scored, I think, was the last game. I remember the last game, the Brighton game, or even that goal. You know, you watch a goal, you're like, you know, like you even almost try to miss that. Like, you know when you're trying
Keep
so
the safe
hard,
there, and then he
keep the
followed
same day, hit
up.
the crossbar, then I was like, bro, it
Up,
just doesn't look fluent the way it normally does. And again, not to be too critical on him, because it looks like if he doesn't score, then City doesn't score, which is a massive issue in itself. So it's like, I can criticize him for not scoring the goals he probably should be, but it's a wider issue with Pep, where it's like, brother, like, where's the rest of your squad? Where's Philip Foden? That's like, where's the rest of the attack?
I was just about to say it, bro. Bro, you are letting that guy get away with it, man. Like, bro, I was like, the Haaland stuff is, I hear it, but like, yeah, Haaland, at least he's, without Haaland's goals, that Philip Foden. Player of the season. Player of the season last season, bro. Bro, this is not good enough. This is not good enough. And we've got to hold these players to account. We've got to hold everyone. Do you get me? We've got to make sure there's fair trials. Do you get me? Because Palmer, we've been investigating. Do you get me? As highly as we rate him, we've been investigating.
Yeah,
We're just no one's jumping to any crazy conclusions. You know how highly I rate Palmer, but it's just like at Palmer,
some narratives are being.
If you want to have certain titles, you just need to make sure that you're stepping up in the big games. Do you get me? Saka, he always gets investigated. People got close eyes saying, did you step up here? Were you able to drag Arsenal here, etc.? Do you get me? Foden, bro, your team needs you.
Yeah, desperately.
And you've been nowhere to be found.
Yeah,
you've been nowhere to be found, bro. This is
what's
bad.
going on with him though? Because he's been
really
so bad. And
bro,
it's like
I don't know.
Now, we're like third through the season.
I don't know, bro.
So bad.
I don't know, bro. Like honestly, like I don't know. And that's the crazy thing because he's coming off the back of such a great season last season. So it's just like I really don't know. Like I don't know,
bro. This is how the Rashford tag starts being added onto you, bro. You can't be doing this 1 year on, 1 year off thing. We need consistency.
Man. Man. So
year in, year out.
Their attack overall, like it's just not clicking. Like again, like Haaland, like you said, he has been missing chances that you would expect him to score. But just overall, like, do you get me? Savinho, I like him.
Hey, they're calling the streets are calling him Sav or Savio. I'm trying to remove the Inio until he gets a goal. He hasn't scored yet.
I like him. I do. I think he's done some good things this season, but no goals. Yeah, man. They need that. Bernardo, I understand, like, you've had to play so many games over these seasons and you've been used in different positions and stuff, but this season it's not been good enough. It's not been good enough. Do you get me? And now it's becoming a thing where it's just like, bro, I'm like De Bruyne at this stage, man, with all of these injuries and stuff. Like, you get me? Like, I feel like the expectation on him to come and save the day is crazy, and it shouldn't be when you've had Foden doing what he did last season. When you
Foden should be going his peak years now as well. Like he should really be taking the baton.
Yeah, man. So don't get me wrong, like, and I expect Pep to figure it out. And when I say figure it out, like, I don't mean necessarily going on like a 10-15 game run. Like, do you get me? But I don't expect them to be this bad. Like, they are going to pick up those chances that are falling to Haaland. They are going to start going in. Like, do you get me? Things are going to get better if they can get De Bruyne fit. But they still have key problems. Like that midfield. In January, they need to buy someone.
Yeah, they
like
do.
quickly.
They do.
And if they don't, they're gonna be in trouble. And part of the problem is as well is that how much damage is going to be done
between now and
January. Yeah, because there's a lot of games being played.
This is also why we also say too, man, like they got very good money for Alvarez, but they're not buying a replacement.
Yeah, they should have bought a
crazy right now as well.
Sometimes
we have a lot of talk for like Arsenal's window or what we didn't do and what we did, but I think City too. The same kind of questions have to be asked. Where it's like, you got rid of a player of that kind of importance to your team. That he can come off the bench, can still impact the game. Got good money, and then you just didn't replace him. And then now, it's looking crazy.
City this season, literally, the only reason why, like, they can't and they've not been cooked to the extent in which other teams will be cooked is because of what they've done. Like, do you get me? So it's like, because they've won 4 in a row, because they won the treble the other season, because they're so accomplished, like, you can give them a season where they fall off a bit. Like, do you get me? Like, it's just the rewards of winning. Like, do you get me? Like, it's just
I want to be shameless, but you're right.
Yeah, it's just you can give them that. But when we're talking individual players, that's where, again, now people are going to be watching. Like I said, Foden, people are going to be watching. Do you get me? Like, people are going to be looking and seeing, when your team needed you, did you step up? Like, because that's the thing, you need to consistently be able to step up. It can't just be you do it for a season and then you ghost. So City have astronomical problems. Like, and because, bro, 5 in a row. 5 L's in a row.
They've been lucky they have final in between. So,
bro,
that Anfield game this weekend as well.
5 L's in a row, bro.
That's crazy.
That is serious, man. 5 L's in a row.
Yeah. Who would have thought, man?
City.
Yeah, who would have thought, man? Who would have thought, man? Especially even after the back of the Pep news as well. I thought, oh yeah, bounce back. Pep stay in. The players now know we can't troll. Nah, bro. They said we don't care. We don't care. So yeah, nah, bro. It's looking crazy right now, man. And yeah, it looks like Pep. He's gonna have to really, really figure it out, like to keep them in this title race between now and January, like you said, and even in January when teams now know that you're desperate. I don't know who they're really plucking. Even if they're gonna pluck someone, but it's gonna just be very expensive. So yeah, let's see what they do, man. But yeah, fair play to Spurs, man. Like, they absolutely demolished them, and no one saw it coming. So fair enough.
No, full credit. And you know what it is? I'd say, like, Spurs have a very good record against City. Like they are City's bogey team. So it's not the win that's like that's shocking. It's the 4-0. Like that's what's really like raw. Like
Spurs defense actually left there with a clean sheet. Dragusin and Davies.
Fam, they said they rolled up to Manchester and let
they dog both of you. Bro.
Yeah, they said they let us hold 7, bro. They said
Manchester's
the red side. They said you lot hold 3. They said the blue side you lot hold 4. Going back to London. Crazy, man. Crazy. So yeah, hey man, but Spurs fans, you know the big one for them. Funny enough, it's gonna be interesting seeing that quarterfinal. Like that we've got against them in the League Cup, because I think like that trophy is gonna be like that's a big. I think this season a trophy like is massive for them, so that's gonna be interesting. And again, I think the really big fixture is the Fulham, and we'll talk about it in a later stream, because you don't want to do all of this just to troll again. Like, do you get me? It's literally a thing. Like, what's the point? Like, do you get? So yeah, we'll speak about that. But yeah, bro. Moving on from one team in the title race to another team in the title race. And bro, in the preview, we were giving predictions. And I remember you asked me about Southampton, Liverpool. And I think you were like, oh, bro, what? Can you not see any sort? I said 3-0. I said 3-0, bro. I said 3-0. I said, oh, can you? I said, bro.
Every time we do this, it doesn't go like that. I've told you already. That's twice now.
With all due respect. Do you get me? Bro, it's happened to you as well. I remember when you were talking about the Arsenal Leicester, and you're like, I'm happy for finally after this weekend I can just sit back and relax.
It's true.
And I remember and you're sweating.
Yeah, I didn't relax.
So, but yeah, man. But yeah, bro. Fair play to Southampton, because you know what it is. Fair play to Southampton and not fair play to Southampton. Do you get me?
Stupidity,
because
go on.
Fair play to Southampton, and you know what it is. We're going to talk about Manchester United, Ipswich later on, but I just want to have a quick parallel here, because I think Ipswich, shout out McKenna. Do you get me? You know, I've always shouted him out from the start of the season. They were always they were my pick to avoid relegation out of the promoted teams. Yep. So yeah, and I think with Ipswich can play some really good stuff, but they know how to pick their moments. And I think Southampton sometimes, like, they just need to, like, the playing out of the back principle stuff, like, that's cool. But then obviously at some moments you just got to be smart. Like, you get me? You just got to be smart. Like, and yeah, man, I know, bro, obviously it's been a while since I've been in a proper, like, in a title race, but I know how that game must have felt for you, like, because it's always so annoying when you get me, you're looking for your rivals for the lead to drop points, and then the team goes and just hands them goals, bro. Yep. But yeah, man, like Southampton, they did some really good things. I think, obviously, it was the what was it? The weird and the wonderful. Do you get me? So you've got the first goal, Szoboszlai, which good finish, but absolute troll from Southampton. Do you get me? Just keeper giving the ball. Oh yeah, absolute just calamity. Calamity. Just calamity, bro. And then
this Ramsdale guy as well, man. The one game I wanted this guy to do something, he might now be injured. I was so angry at that too. But go on, because that keeper is a shambles.
Like, how long is he injured for?
I I think I saw it's like a month or something from what I saw.
Okay.
So like, it's a
Hopefully
few
it's a
weeks.
speedy recovery. But yeah, man, like absolutely trolled. And then obviously they get the penalty. And then Kelleher even saves it. And that guy, man, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
backup
the
keeper
truth.
crazy.
No, we've been
But
talking
yeah,
about him for a
yeah,
long time, man.
yeah,
He's the truth.
for ages, man.
Seen
Yeah.
enough.
But yeah, and then obviously they get the rebound. Then, bro, also, bro, I forgot his name. That brother, the tall brother
My Nigeria.
with the feet, yeah, bro.
Yeah. Yeah,
Bro,
he was moving
hey, get his
crazy.
name, get
Yeah,
it
he
to
was
me,
moving
bro.
crazy.
I need to
Yeah,
give
he was
him
moving crazy.
a
Let me
specific
see if I
shout
can
out,
find
bro.
it.
Because,
Yeah.
bro, I've seen man give man feet, bro, and then the no look pass. He was, you know what, the man just feeling himself, bro.
Bro, it was
He was
cheeky.
just feeling himself,
It
bro.
was
So yeah,
cheeky.
shout out him. Like he was doing his thing, and then
Paul
yeah, it was even
Yeah, he was doing
a
crazy.
big shout
Apparently,
out,
he's even is he a striker? Because the guy's playing centre mid.
bro.
I'm burying you on bottom. That's not a striker.
I was dropping deep into the pockets. So I'd say, "Hey, man, let me recover the ball." He was doing everything, but yeah, man,
I love that.
like shout out him, man, yeah, because he was sourcing, and then obviously,
he was.
Yeah, Southampton. That was actually like their second goal was actually really good because when the ball first went through, like I thought they'd messed up the chance, but he actually done very well to like still get the pass away, and then it was a good finish. Do you get me? And also, like Diblin, bro, this guy,
someone has to pick him up
this
year.
guy is cooking.
Yeah,
He's cooking,
really
bro.
good.
I've seen him cause the Arsenal defense problems.
Yep.
I've seen him.
Bro,
I think it was Dallo. Yeah. Oh my gosh, bro. He was cooking. I've seen him cause United problem. Like he is really, really talented. So yeah, man. Like shout out to him as well because that was another really good performance.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Southampton they go 2-1 up. Things are looking good. Liverpool aren't looking great. You're thinking, oof.
Bro, I said just leave with satin. Leave with satin.
Then Gravenberch, again, we've got to give this guy credit, man.
Yeah.
Do you get it? Because we've spoken about like him in that sixth position and, you know, his press resistance and his ability to just carry the ball. And yeah, I think this was a display of his passing ability because great, but Salah loves that ball as well. It's normally Trent that likes to play that ball for him. Like, do you get me? Yeah, like that ball. Do you get me? And Salah loves it. And I know Salah, he couldn't believe his eyes. Bro. I know man was, as the ball's going up, he's thinking, ah, cool, let me take a touch. Let me take a touch. And then he saw the he said, oh. He said, oh.
This is your first year in the Prem, isn't it?
Well, I said, oh, is this how you're feeling?
Yeah.
Do you get me? So, yeah. And also, and then, you know what? I'm going to leave that bit to after. Actually, I'm going to leave that bit to the preview because obviously there's been a lot of stuff regarding Salah and his comments regarding his contract.
Yeah, man.
We'll leave that to the preview.
Speak more.
We'll talk about that in the preview. But yeah. And then obviously handball for the penalty, and then yeah, Salah does what Salah does, dispatches, and yeah, man, Liverpool they get away with it. Like, yeah, that was definitely not one of their finest performances. But you know what? Sometimes games like that, you just need to get over the line.
Yeah,
like that's what it is. And again, like Salah, he didn't have his greatest game, but he showed up when it mattered. Like he showed up when it mattered. And yeah, man, that's a massive win for Liverpool. Like massive win for Liverpool.
Well, they made it much tougher than we all expected or thought it was going to be. But 100%. Yeah, ultimately, that thing is so interesting because it works both ways. That whole like winning when you're not playing well is like just as important, I guess, when it comes to like these tower races than playing well because you're gonna play well every game. But at the same time, I've been saying it, man. Like Liverpool getting away with murder, man. They've been getting away with it. And also, as someone who's watching, waiting for them to hopefully start dropping points, it's so annoying because they keep just getting away with it. So again, they continue getting away with it, then they're cool. But the moment it collapses at all, I'm gonna say it's been coming. So, that's
bro, you know what it is as well. Sometimes it is a thing where it's like when you've just got as well players, and don't get me wrong, Liverpool drop points, but I think that's where like players like a Salah, they're so important, because even when you're not playing, bro, I remember 2013 when we won the league, bro, and it's funny because we won it like with a gap. Like, do you get me? Like, yeah, like we won it with a gap. But funnily enough, that season we didn't actually play great. Like, we didn't actually play that great. Like, do you get me? As far as title wins goals for United, we didn't actually play that great, bro. Literally, like the Aguero thing had happened the season before. United had lost the title. Fergie said, "You know what? I need more X Factor." Signed RVP, and literally that season, RVP, like obviously he had the magnificent season for you lot prior, where he also won the Golden Boot. And then he came to us and then he won the Golden Boot again. And man, like he was just producing moments, like we'll go behind and like we just have enough quality to get over the line and get the job done. And I think, like when you've got players like that who can just get you over the line, like it's not even just what they're capable of as regards to like themselves creating opportunities and scoring opportunities, but it's also, I think, the mental side of things. Like it's the mental side of things of your opposition. They go 2-1 up, and then the fear. Do you get me? The fear starts to mount. Like, do you get me? Like you look at it, and again, I think that's where, quickly going back to City, I think currently that's what's happening. What's happening with City is that you've seen it, like City, they've started well in quite a few games, and then opposition, they ride the storm, and then they realize, wait, these lot ain't.
You checked, you're like, we're still alive.
Yeah, we're still alive. They're like, rah, what? We're not dead. And they're like, you know what? These lot low key, you know, they try a little thing. They're like low key, you know. I don't think that. And then, bro, it's like half time comes, and then their managers get into Brighton, bro. They got into. They said, bro. These
fight who's in front of you. Don't fight the don't fight the believe. Fight the name.
What does the Brighton manager say? We're challenging the establishment. He said, bro, forget the 4 in a row stuff. Forget the treble stuff, bro. Move to them, bro. move to them. And I think that's what's slowly started to happen. Like the fear factor, where people are realizing that, oh, bro, like, do you get me? Like, I remember when it started happening with United, bro. Like, I remember before, like, teams will come to Old Trafford, and even if we're not playing that good, man, like, do you get me? We just got the fear. Like, we got the fear factor there. Bro, I remember when it went, bro. Oh my gosh, I could not believe what was going on. What people are trying to do at OT.
It was so funny, yeah. For me, it's the reverse. I remember when there was no respect. When teams would come to the Emirates and say, "Bro, this Arsenal team, we can get a result.
We're dancing.
Hey, we can get a result.
We're dancing, bro. Yeah, no, it's crazy, man. It's crazy, like how you approach certain stadiums and you approach teams. But yeah, man, like I think Liverpool, you're 100% correct though. They have been getting away with things. Do you get me? And I think now what it is that, and you know what? We are going to transition straight to Arsenal, the other team who's, you know, being popularly discussed in this title race. I think what it is now is that I think Liverpool will drop points. City currently, obviously, we've got to put respect on Pep. We've got to put respect on, you know, their players and what they've done. But City currently don't look like they're at it.
Yeah.
Arsenal, however, do you get me? You know, I don't like you lot, but you know, you've got players that I do really like. Do you get me? And you know, one of the players that I really like is a certain Martin Odegaard.
Bro, it's taking everything in me not to call this guy world class, man. Bro, it's taking every bone in my body not to do, bro. Because that guy is amazing.
There's a certain Martin Odegaard, and bro, very very quickly, because I've seen this discussion a little bit, and I want to know what your take is. Odegaard versus Özil. What are you saying?
You know what it is, yeah. Again, I think you have to always make it very clear that we're comparing Ozil at Arsenal and Odegaard at Arsenal. The Ozil at Real Madrid is a different beast. That one's a different beast. But I think him at Arsenal, I think as much as I loved him, and again, I love those creative plays and make chances. One thing that I really didn't like, and I've spoken about it a few times in the stream, was the Arsenal that was lightweight and the Arsenal that I felt could get bullied. And I felt like Ozil embodied that a lot watching him play for Arsenal. Where it's like, because he's really similar to like what people say about like Havertz now, where their body, the way they move, it looks like, are you really trying? Are you really applying yourself? How much grass are you really covering? So I think Ozil he really lacked that in my eyes sometimes, where it's like just like his physical attributes weren't there. And I think Odegaard excels in that, because one of my favorite factors about Odegaard is even that he's pressing and off the ball work rate as well, as technically good as he is. So I think from that point of view, physical profile, I think Odegaard is clear of Ozil in my opinion. When it now comes to the technical, then I think it then depends on what you're really asking for. Like we said with Odegaard being more of an 8-10 hybrid, I'd say for Arsenal, Odegaard has definitely been a lot more of a bigger factor when it comes to controlling games, controlling the tempo. But when you're now talking about that final pass, that wasn't on your screen, that you didn't see, then that's where Ozil was. That's when Ozil was now. I'll put him above Odegaard in that regard. So all in all, I think Ozil was definitely the better player overall. Had a better career up to this point than obviously Odegaard has. But like, I think I prefer Odegaard's profile than Ozil. I think Odegaard still has the technical ability to make that really nice, incisive pass. Is really good, like technically when it comes to his dribbling, but also too, man, his work rate is ridiculous. So I think that's the kind of like the factor for me where like that's really, really important in terms of what I want from my players. So I don't know if I kind of answer your question. I think it kind of depends exactly what you need in your team. But I think Odegaard has a really good balance of like, I think to make it as a modern day kind of 10-8. I think Ozil started to look like a player where I don't know if we can really carry your profile in this modern Premier League era where you're more technical, but then now when it comes to off the ball, it's a bit spookier. So I think that's kind of like a long-winded answer to your question.
Okay. Yeah, no, I hear you. Yeah, I was interested to hear your thoughts. Your thoughts on that, because I've seen that discussion pop up, and like I know there are two players that you rate. So I wanted to see your thoughts as an Arsenal fan. But so Arsenal, Odegaard, he's back, he's cooking. So hey man, Wendy, we showed them love. We showed them love.
You have to go back.
Showed them love. Yeah, we showed Spurs love, man. We gave you your credit. You guys cooked. Like you properly cooked. So but Odegaard, like we've spoken about, like how influential he is. And I'm gonna get onto Arteta here a bit.
Okay, go on.
I am, because Odegaard, obviously, he's brilliant, and what he's done, like for Arsenal, like even just in these last few games, I think he's restored fluidity to your attack, and now you're able to unlock things. And I think his connection with Saka as well, it's great. So and like a lot of the things you mentioned as well, like his off the ball work rate. Obviously he's your captain, like do you get me? Like man, like overall, like do you get me? Like he's very influential to this Arsenal team, and this Arsenal team being successful.
Who do you think is closer to being world class, him or Saka? Sorry, very quickly.
Who do I think is closer to being world class, Saka or Odegaard? That's a good question. You know what it is, I really, really rate Saka highly, and I think he gets disrespected a lot of the times. Like, do you get me? With like, and even when people talk about like aesthetics, like I don't think Saka is aesthetically bad to watch. Like, like I think sometimes people go on like he's aesthetically bad to watch. Like, I don't think Saka's aesthetically, like I'm not watching Saka and thinking, but Odegaard, bro, I've told you, man. Like I've got my type of, I got my type of ballers, bro. Like, do you get me? I've got certain players. There's certain players, yeah. Forget even about how good you are. They just fit my profile. Like, do you get me? My personal profile.
Your talent ID.
Yeah, my talent ID, bro. Like, there's certain people where just like that's why it's like I see Palmer. I'm like, yeah. Do you get me? I see, bro. I saw Ranieri play once. I said, yeah. I said, yeah, he fits it. I said he fits it. I saw Kobe play. I said, yeah, he fits it. Do you get me? So I think like Odegaard, like I just like how he plays, man. Like I like how he plays. Again, when we were talking about Özil, bro, like I loved Özil as a player, bro. Like he just, fam, I love ballers. Like, do you get me? Like I love, and Saka's a baller. Don't get me wrong. Don't ever get it twisted. He's a baller. But yeah, like I just think, like yeah, like I really just it's mad because I really like Saka as well. I don't want it to be like I don't really like Saka. I do really like Saka. I like Saka a lot. Like I think he's like yeah, what he's done for Arsenal has been incredible. So it's tough, man. Like, do you get me? I think I will tilt. But you know what it is? It's like I'm thinking about moments as well. But Odegaard as well. He's
yeah, man. Towards the end of last year too, man.
Yeah,
he deserved more.
Yeah. Do you get me? Because I'm thinking, I remember like Saka obviously against Bayern in the first leg, he scored that goal. But then I remember, was it Porto in the second leg where Odegaard played the pass for Trust? So it's like, it's hey man,
fair enough.
Yeah, man, it's hard. It's tough. Like, you get me? I think Odegaard is probably just a bit more he fits my talent ID. Do you get me? So it's like, but I can't sleep on Saka because Saka was here when, hey man, you guys were in the trenches. Do you get me? And he's really he's becoming so efficient as well. Like, do you get me? I was just like, yeah. And even how, like, obviously with their link up, bro, like he's really having a variety of finishes. Because that finish, bro, I was looking at it, man's like, you know, them ones you're looking at him, it's like, where are you going, bro? Did you get me? Like, like, where are you taking this? And then he just smashes it, bro.
Yeah,
like,
I was even thinking, bro, release the ball.
Yeah, you know that ones, you're waiting for the layoff. Like, you're waiting for the layoff. Like, you're gonna lay it off. But bro, sorry, bro, I can't be distracted. Arteta, bro.
Yeah. I even see not.
Bro, I've got
to. Go on.
Because Odegaard, of course, he's crazy influential, yeah, and everything he does, like, obviously, is so critical to Arsenal. But nah, man, like during that spell when he was out, man, like you messed up. Like, yeah, the more I look at it, the more I think about it, you messed up. And I understand the Ranieri stuff. I understand that you don't want to put too much pressure on him. I get it. You're trying to protect him. I fully understand. But hey, man, sometimes you gotta let the ballers ball. Like, do you get me? And I think he compromised just too much. Do you get me? Because I was thinking, like, as great as Odegaard is, like, I'm looking at it, I'm just like, so what if he gets injured again? Like, it can't be that, like, the change can't be, it can't be that drastic. Like, do you get me? Like, it can't be that drastic. Like, do you get me? Like,
but bro, we say this, bro. Look at and see you've lost Rodri and lost how many games. Like, it's so crazy how these individuals, they shouldn't be as drastic as it is, but like these individual players, when they're not there, clearly teams are suffering. Like, when they're missing, bro.
But you know what it is, though. I think the with, and of course, yeah, like Rodri's extremely, and even before this season, we saw like the records of like, when Rodri was out, like, do you get me? Like, what happens and etc. Whatever the case may be. But I think the problem with older, because with Rodri, like when Rodri's not playing, obviously Rodri's important in City's build up, and obviously he's important defensively. Do you get me? But when Rodri doesn't play, City look much more vulnerable. Like, do you get me? And obviously this season, their attack hasn't been clicking, like Foden's not been thingy and whatever the case may be. But even like before, like if Rodri wasn't to play, like City's attack wouldn't be null and void. Like, do you get me? Like, they'll be much easier to be played against. Their midfield will be much more open, etc. Do you get me? But I think when I'm looking at just like Arsenal, like, and you know where it is as well. I think is one of them ones where it's just like when you do have potential, I wouldn't say solutions, but you've got potential alternatives and you refuse to go to them. I think that's even more so of a thing, because it's like if like I remember, and it's so funny with the Rodri thing as well, because I remember when Rodri first came, the City fans weren't rating him. Like, do you get me? And obviously, people forget how great Fernandinho was, bro.
Yeah,
like, do you
bro,
get me? In that role,
DMs.
yeah, bro. People
DMs,
forget,
man.
fam. It was seamless, fam. You had
Yeah.
Fernandinho there and Rodri there, and then obviously Rodri took the baton, and then Rodri did what Rodri does. Like, do you get me? So, like, yeah, man. I think obviously they've been blessed in that position, but yeah, like I just think when you like with Arsenal, like they just had alternatives, and it's like again, in one side it's a real compliment to Odegaard, but on another side it's just like Arteta, you've kind of just you've got to figure it out a little bit more. Like I remember last season when Ten Hag, he had loads of injuries and stuff like that, and of course there's certain players where it's just like, oh, you know what, if you don't have this player, it's gonna affect how you play a little bit, but like you've always just got to weigh it up and think, you know what, like, should it affect it this much? Like, do you get it? But I don't want to take away from Arsenal because
but so quickly to add on to that point before you move on, I think probably the bigger again, I think the criticism is fair for this season. Definitely could have and should have, in hindsight, found another solution. Clearly didn't work out, and now we're 9 points off Liverpool. But at the same time, too, man, I think it's the bigger problem too is even just our windows coming into this. Where it's like I also think you also want to build your team where you have a profile that if Odegaard isn't playing, there's another player that might not be as good, but it's a similar profile, which I think was what we kind of lacked this summer. We've got rid of a lot of our midfielders, and now it's like Odegaard is pretty much the only, I guess Nwaneri's coming through now, but in terms of like an established player of that profile that can play how Odegaard plays, I don't think we have anyone else in the squad that can do that. So I think that's also like a bigger issue, just like our recruitment as well, to kind of add on to your point about
yeah, no, I definitely hear that. I think, yeah, obviously you did let some players go, and yeah, I know
my boy Martinelli's got to go as well. I just wanted to say that. I know.
Oh, he scored.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Martinelli. Yeah, that is your guy. But yeah. So yeah, man, Arsenal 3-0 win. Like obviously back on, because obviously Forest, obviously they did lose their last game to Newcastle, but they have been doing very well. And yeah, we spoke about how it like potentially could be a difficult test. But yeah, clean sheet. I think there was some really good performances there. Timber, like doing his thing. Like I said, Odegaard, Saka, the young G, always gonna give him props. Do you get me? So yeah, man, like I think it was a victory you needed. It was the type of performance you needed. I think now it's just a thing of Arsenal need to go on a run. You lot need to string some wins together. Like, do you get me? Because yeah, there's not a lot of margin for error at all. Like, do you get me? If you can string some wins together, then yeah, I think Liverpool will drop points.
Bro, like I said, man, if Liverpool get through this next group of games and they're still 9 points ahead, that's when it starts to look crazy. These next run of games that they have too, man, should definitely give us an opportunity, I'd say.
Yeah. But yeah, bro, what are your thoughts?
Nah, this game too is another one, man, where fans don't know what they're talking about, bro. That's my theme for this episode. Because even before the match, if you see the outrage on Arsenal Twitter, I'll put the lineup because Arteta dropped Partey. I guess I think Jesus came in for Havertz, and I think all these moves. When I story, I was like, like I'm very happy with these changes, just because again we haven't been great this season. We needed to make changes, put different profiles in. Let's see what happens. So again, fans, before the match, I'm always there. See what you said before, then after now, when it now goes well, also please come back and say you were wrong. But not enough people do that. I just wanted to kind of say that initially, man, to say that the lineup I was very happy with, man. Again, Havertz, give him a rest, let Jesus come in. Let's see what he can do. Didn't have the greatest game, but I'll get into it a little bit more. Yeah, I think Oh my god, my brain just goes blank sometimes, bro. Jorginho came in for Partey, which was interesting. Didn't see that coming. I think it's like his second game this year, start the season. So yeah, that was very interesting. Again, mix it up again. Let's see if that will give us something else in midfield. But I think probably what was the biggest factor in this game was our fullbacks, man. Having Calafiori back was massive because again, with our injuries, we just needed that left back, and yeah, having him back, massive. Timber was able to go to a right back position, which I think is where that's where he needs to be playing. It needs to be him competing with Ben White for that position because yeah, he and Calafiori both came in, and our defense just looked so much more solid than it has recently. And I think a big factor hasn't been spoken about enough was just how we had to keep chopping and changing when it came to those fullback positions, which I think has had an impact also in like how defensively open we've been so far this season. So yeah, having a stable back four, which is the same back four that's playing it today against Sporting, is very nice. Hopefully they can all stay fit because we're gonna need them. So yeah, defensively a lot better than we've seen recently. I think Forest, we were worried. I was worried coming into this game because they look like a massive threat. They look like they can get goals. They look defensively solid, and yeah, I think we made them look very average. Like I think they don't look like a Forest that's been giving teams problems the last few weeks. So I think that's credit to how we approached and we just kind of just forced them into their own halves. I think they only had like one or two breakaways kind of the whole game that I can even remember. So I think, yeah, very professional performance. Odegaard, bro, the touches, him and Saka, that combination that these lot have going in that right wing position is ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous. Because even what he brings out of Saka as well, I feel like even Saka sometimes, the touch that he gave to Saka for that goal, I think even Saka is just like, it's not even disrespect to you. I have to score this. Because what you just delivered is ridiculous. So yeah, having him back is massive for us. So yeah, I can't underestimate or understate that. Also, yeah, he was really good. And then yeah, overall, man, like yeah, Partey came on, got a good goal, fair play to him, and yeah, my boy Nwaneri again. I hear it. I always sit on the. Ultimately, I think the bigger issue is that we shouldn't have to rely on him in the first place. It's always my starting point. Like in terms of these last few weeks, where we should have had players that can come in instead of Odegaard. But this is how I want my young players to come through into the team, man. 2-0 up. Come on, express yourself. No one is looking at you saying, please, we need you. We don't do something, we're not going to win this game. I don't want that pressure on him either. And yeah, he came, jumped a couple step overs, almost scored his first chance. I said, yeah, guy's a bowler. And then he gets his goal. Nice pass from Sterling. And yeah, he puts it away. So yeah, no, hopefully, like Arteta said, man, it's another brick in his career. So hopefully he just keeps putting down more and more bricks and we see the potential. So yeah, now all in all, man, it was very nice. It's been a while since I've not only that we won a game, but also the fact that the performance was actually very good, which, like you said, I think that's probably the even more important, as equally as important as winning for us right now, is just stringing together performances that at least make us believe that we can go on this run of games that we're going to need to close Liverpool down. So, nah, man, all in all, I think it was a very good performance from Arsenal, and yeah, deserved winners in the end.
Yeah, no, definitely. And yeah, man. Moving on from 1-2 up front team to another, obviously, Amorim had his first match as a Manchester United manager, and yeah, man, like there's so many things to talk about regarding.
Let's get into it.
So yeah, like I think firstly, you know, there was so much speculation regarding the lineup and the formation. And I think, yeah, you asked me, oh, do I think he's going to go with the three at the back? And I said, yeah, that I'm quite confident that that's going to be the case. Obviously, there were some surprises with the lineup. I think, yeah, it wasn't probably the lineup that United fans were expecting, but obviously some certain things were understandable with, like, for example, players coming back late from international duty and, you know, him trying to make sure that he's looking after the players and, you know, like making sure that, you know, like Euro, for example, I thought he potentially might be in a match day squad, but he wasn't. But from what I've seen, it's not a setback. Like there's not been a further setback. They're just making sure that they're not rushing him back. So yeah, I think from a starting lineup perspective, and firstly, you can look at the receipts, you can go on our channel, you can look what I said about Ahmad, and it's a thing where this brother is so talented.
Yeah, you know what? I have to
He's
put my
so
hand up as well,
technically
man.
gifted.
He is really good. He's really
bro.
Like, he's actually comfortably looking like your best player.
Bro, fam,
like he's gone from
United,
just being a talent to
bro,
I'm gonna be your best footballer.
bro.
The best player
Fam,
you've seen.
like again, bro. Like, do you get me? With me, like, forget about like even like rival teams or whatever. This is this. Like with me, I can always appreciate a baller, whether you play for my rival or not. Trent, that's why I big him up so much. Baller. Palmer, that's why I big him up so much. Baller. Odegaard, Ranieri, reason why I big them up. Ballers. Like, do you get me? Like, I can always appreciate a baller. Like, Ahmad is a baller, bro.
No,
like,
he is.
you
know
he's
what
a
is
baller,
Ahmad?
bro.
I thought he was good, but I didn't think he was this good. That's why I said
bro.
I think
That's
he surprised me how good I think he's better than I thought he was.
Yeah, no, bro. That's why United fans are being like getting so frustrated. And forget about like comparisons, like, do you get me, between him and other players, but just focusing on United, like this guy, like, bro, he's so technically gifted, like, and the fact that he wasn't getting opportunities in this team, it was so frustrating. And Amorim, we spoke about it, bro. Like, if we look again, you can go onto our channel, you can look at the preview, and like when me and Ace were speaking, we were speaking about Ahmad's position, and I said, I want to see Ahmad in one of those inside 10 positions, not because he's not capable of playing wing back. And I think you saw how he adapted to that position in that game. You saw what he done for the first goal defensively. He was carrying out his assignment, and it's frustrating because I think Ahmad's someone who he's easy to coach. Like, you're going to tell him to do things and he's going to do it. And because he's so technically sound as well, he's going to be able to adapt better than other players. Mazraoui, he's someone that's similar. You see, when you're technically sound, you're able to take to new positions so much easier. Do you get me? This guy was playing centre back and it was like, cool. Do you get me? Cool. Like, do you get it? And our problem is that Ahmad can definitely play wing back. Do you get me? He's got the work rate for it. He's got the speed for it. He's got the discipline for it. The problem is that our final third, bro, our attacking play in the final third stinks. Do you get me? And Ahmad, bro, is the shining light, bro. He has to be closer to goal. Like, that's the thing. We can't, and obviously Amorim'S, he's like the manager. Like, obviously he's going to go with what he believes, and you've got to give him time to figure things out. And I'm not gonna like criticize any of these decisions. Like, do you get me? He's figuring out his squad, and like, you know, it might be a thing where he's looking at it and he's just like, you know what, I just want someone who he trusts Ahmad. He knows that Ahmad's going to be able to carry out his instructions, and he knows he's got the defensive discipline and he's got the work rate to be able to play that position really well. And the thing is that I think most United fans, we know that. Like, do you get me? We're not worried about that. Like, do you get me? The problem is that, bro, he will be easily better than Garnacho in that inside 10 position, bro. Ahmad lives in the pockets, bro. Like, do you get me? Like, bro, in the half spaces, like, we need his quality closer to goal. And I think, that's what I was saying. Like, it's not that he's not capable of playing wing back. You saw what he done for the first goal, but it's like we need him more in the final third because, bro, it lacks so much quality.
Yeah,
like,
it
lacks
does, man.
so much.
I don't know.
Bro,
But
this
to be
squad,
fair, I kind of add on that.
like
you said, it is also Amorim's first game. So
Amorim,
I think there's also an element of maybe based on the players he had available. This is where that you're the best player available to play in this position.
Play in the position,
interested to see whether he truly long term sees him more as a right wing back or he sees it.
That's what
more.
You know what it is, bro. I just hope that because Ahmad's, he's got such a because he's so disciplined and he's so versatile and he's so technically sound. I hope that doesn't go against him. Like, do you get me? Like, I hope that doesn't deny him from playing further up the pitch. Do you get it? Like, because other players can't do it because other players can't fulfill that right wing back position as well as him. Because me personally, bro, I would rather we figure out someone else who can play there and Ahmad plays further forward. Because, bro, I told you, like, in this final third, our attacking players. But quickly speaking about the match, Firstly, we started off great. Obviously, that goal was even good. Like, do you get me? Like how we built up from the back. Like, Ahmad made the exchanges with Bruno, and then Ahmad burnt my man. Do you get me? And then, bro, even you see what I mean, bro?
The cross,
right foot. Light work. He never thought, oh, I need to cut in. Do you get me? Like, I need to get on my left. He said light work, right foot, boom, Rashford, get yourself a goal. Do you get me? Quickly, like, yeah, man, baller. But after that, bro, Ipswich were balling, bro. And you know what it is, bro? Firstly, before I get onto Ipswich, I'm going to talk about a player because we spoke about someone not too long ago, bro. And I told you, bro, this season he's been cooking, bro. And that someone is Onana, bro. He has been cooking, bro. And I saw this guy last season. I saw him almost single-handedly help United dash out of the Champions League.
No, bro, he did. What do you mean almost? He succeeded.
You know why I said almost single because he had very large parts to blame, but also like Ten Hag, he also trolled in some of those games as well.
I'm giving him 70%.
Yeah, that's why I said, bro, 70% is almost single-handedly, bro. Do you get me? That's a majority stake. Do you get me? I'm not giving him a minority stake. I'm giving him a majority stake, majority share of the blame. Yeah, I'm giving a majority share of the blame, bro. Do you get me? I'm just not putting absolutely everything on it. But the point still stands. But bro, this season he's been solid, man. Like he made some great saves in that game, and if not for him, we lose. Do you get me? I want to shout out Delap. I really like him as a striker. I think he really doing his thing. He should have scored, to be fair. I want to also shout out Hutchinson. Do you get me? Like, I think even before the season started, we highlighted him, and he's someone that can create things. And, you know, when you're battling relegation, you need players who can create something out of nothing. And yeah, he got a little bit lucky with the goal, with the deflection of Mazraoui, but they deserved it. No one can begrudge them that. They 100% deserved their goal. And yeah, first half, we weren't good, bro. Second half,
bro. Wait, while talking about the players, man, speak about the lap guy.
Yeah, man. Oh, bro, I mentioned the lap, bro.
Oh, okay, didn't hear. I mentioned the lap,
bro. Really good. I literally said just before Hutchinson, I said, yeah, the lap, bro. We've spoken about him. Like, yeah, no, he was cooking. I said he should have scored though, because I think as great as a save it was from Onana, I think you should be giving the keeper no chance with that.
How close he was.
That first one, like, I think you shouldn't be giving him a chance. But yeah, man, like Ipswich, full value for their goal. And yeah, man, like they were causing us problems. In the second half, I think it was more controlled. But again, in the final third, bro, like we just couldn't create anything. Hoyland came on, Xerxes came on, didn't work, nothing happened.
Your strikers.
Like, yeah, bro. Like,
how you guys have spent 100 million on strikers and you still need another one. I see why you were so
I was just about to say, bro, remember when you were telling me, you're like, wait. So with Hoyland and Xerxes, and you're saying if Rashford even finds form, you still want to buy strike? I said yes.
Yeah, I didn't recognize it was this
yes.
Yeah.
He said, but what if Rashford is showing his thing and then you still have Hoyland there and Xerxes? I said, bro, get me a striker, bro. I've watched this team. I've watched this team long enough, bro. We need a striker. But yeah, man, I think, yeah, like in the attacking, like in the final third, like, yeah, we're just lacking ideas. And again, Ahmad, someone like even towards the end, like he created that opportunity for himself where he cut in, like gave man the steps, and then
he was much more dangerous than everyone else played.
Yeah, man, bro, we need him. We need him there. Like we need him there. But yeah, bro, it wasn't the greatest game. Yeah, Garnacho wasn't doing anything, bro. Like, do you get me? Like, it wasn't a great game for him. Like, even Rashford, me personally, I think he did well to get on the end of I like that because that's what a striker does. Do you get me? So that was good. Like, do you get me? Like, getting on the end of it. And like, yeah, like he wasn't really that effective. But bro, one thing I will say is that what I really do like about Amorim, obviously we've spoken about how well he speaks, and we've spoken about all the things that he was saying prior to the match, and you know, when he became Manchester United manager, he was giving the interviews and he was saying a lot of things that Manchester United fans want to hear. But I think one stark difference between him and Ten Hag already is that he's very transparent and open as regards to our problems, and he definitely doesn't gaslight. And when he was giving his analysis, what I really liked about it is that he was being so specific. Like, he wasn't just saying general things. He wasn't hitting us with buzzwords, bro. Like, he was being specific with his analysis and where we went wrong. So he firstly spoke about how, you know what, United players were thinking too much. Like, it was evident. Obviously, they're adapting to a new system. But then he spoke about certain players and what they were struggling with. He said, Dallo, he's used to inverting. We need him to hold his position. He spoke about Xerxes and said, you know what? We need you to be arriving into the box. He spoke about Bruno and he said, you know what? Bruno, sometimes he can get like too carried away with the long ball. Like, do you get me? Like, with the long pass, like, we need him to be more disciplined. He was speaking about our players and he was picking things apart. Like, he was talking, he spoke about Ahmad and how well he did, and defensively how he was recovering. He spoke about Mazraoui and, you know, like how he adapted to the position. Like, but yeah, like, he was breaking things down. He was speaking about, you know, the system. He was speaking about where we need to improve. Like, he spoke about Garnacho. Like, he really dived in to our team, like our tactics, where we went wrong. And I think that's what we need. Like, do you get me? Because it's been too many times where we've seen performances like this. And then because we had one chance here or there, Ten Hag will say we deserve to win. Like, do you get me? Whereas Amorim, like, yeah, he was very open. Like, I really liked, because, bro, I remember when Slot came to Old Trafford and he's breaking down our tactics and he's telling us why, oh, this is how we played against United because their press was like this and etc. and whatever. Whereas Amorim, yeah, what I really liked about his post-match is that he really broke things down. Again, he was specific. He spoke about Dallo. He said, Dallo, you are used to inverting. In this system, we don't need you to invert. We need you to hold your position. Bruno, don't fall in love with the long pass. Xerxes, you need to get in the box. He really broke things down. And yeah, you can tell that United players were overthinking. They're not comfortable yet. They've been trained a certain way. And I am confident that he will be able to, like, impose his system and his way of playing. But it's going to take time. Like, it's definitely going to take a lot of time, bro. Because these players, some of these players as well, bro, they are not capable. They're gonna have to go.
That's what I was gonna say.
So some of them are gonna go, bro. Like, and I think in some ways, and another thing that I really liked about what he said is that he said we're gonna suffer, but he said, bro, there's two ways we can do this. He said, I can set you up so we can get the win. And then he said there's two ways we can do this. I can set you up so we can get the win, and then in a year's time we're having the same problems. Or we can work on things properly now, we suffer, and we're better for it later. And he's trying to take the we're better for it later approach.
Yeah.
So, and that's what we need. We need these players. Like, we can't be thinking about quick fixes. We can't say, oh, you know what? Let's just get some points on the board. So we're just going to have a nice deep block and then we're going to hit a team on the counter and we're going to wait for some individual moments and then we'll get the 3 points. And then, bro, we're just going to carry on riding our luck here or there until we get blammed.
Ten Hag way.
You get me? Yeah, until we get blammed. And then everything starts crumbling. So, bro, United fans, we're going to have to be patient. This is going to take time. There's clearly a lot of problems. But one thing I did like about that Ipswich game is that I think it showed Amorim a lot of things. Like, and yeah, like with me, bro, we're in it for the long game. Like, do you get me? Like, I just want to see this team progress. I want to see our football progress. And yeah, there's definitely players that he's going to need. Like, I think he's looking at it already and saying, yeah, man, some of you lot, you need to go. Like, do you get me? But yeah, man, like, I think there's so much work to be done. So much work to be done. But as a United fan, like, I never left that game. Obviously, you want to win. Do you get me? So yeah, but I heard everything that he said afterwards, and I was just like, all right, cool. You know what? I like this. You've got a clear plan. You've really analyzed this game. You're clearly analyzing the strengths and weaknesses of the players. You're setting us up in a system. You're tactically really evaluating things and saying, you know what, this is how we're going to get the best out of this team. And yeah, man, that's what a coach needs to do. Because I think, yeah, these United players, like even someone like Bruno's used to having too much freedom, to being able to do what he wants. And yeah, Amorim, I think he's looking at it and saying, yeah, that can't run, like not in this system. So yeah, bro, overall, obviously it's a funny one because we've got the battle of like changes and styles and we need to improve, but obviously the table, obviously we need to get points as well. Do you get it? So yeah, like I'm going to the game on the weekend at Everton, and I know Everton defensively, I know what Dyche can do with that low block. So that's going to be interesting because yeah, with what I saw in the final third with us, do you get me? We're going to have to find some solutions because
I have to put
yeah,
Milenko on my defense.
hey bro, yeah man, like so yeah man, like a lot to work on, and ultimately, you know what, we really could have lost it, so we can't even be that crazy mad with a point. So yeah, that's my honest evaluation of the match. But yeah, what were you thinking, bro?
No, I think that's all fair, man. I think maybe it was kind of, this was a game that we, I guess, deserved more than maybe what we thought we were going to see. Cause I was, as I guess from the outside, neutral, new manager, I was really excited or interested just to see, cool, who is he gonna pick, for what reasons. But like you kind of alluded to, I think a lot of the decisions in this match is just based on just who was available. So I don't know how much we really learned about.
Yeah,
Like when he has these options, which options he then chooses from those options, basically. Whereas this was just more of just make do, because I'm seeing like,
and I said that before,
Evans
bro,
left in the
when we were
back.
talking about the Ipswich. Yeah, I said it. That's why I was like, oh, I don't know how much we're gonna be. Like, we gotta wait for everyone to
like
come back.
even like, bro, when I saw the lineup, I was disappointed. I said, this is a stinky lineup, man. And I see Evans left center back, I'm seeing Garnacho in the 10, Ahmad right wing back, Delo that's a left wing back. So I feel like I see a lot of players that maybe I feel like when he gets his actual players in, we'll learn a lot more. Like when Euro's back, when Martinez is back, and them three in the back, how now changes like your build up. Because one thing that watching the game that was really disappointed too was how you guys were actually low blocking Ipswich. Like your line was so deep.
You know what it is as well, bro? Like again, I've seen too many teams come and press us and we just lack ideas. Like I remember Ipswich were pressing us and we just couldn't get out, bro. So then we'll just try to loft the ball and then boom, like possession lost. Like, do you get me? Like they're not used to like their muscle memory. That I think I remember saying this before. Like, do you get me? When speaking about Ten Hag, bro, their muscle memory is all wrong. Like, so there's so much things that need to change, and some of them, even if their muscle memory is right, they're technically not good enough. Like, do you get me? So it's like, bro,
yeah, like Amorim said, man, a lot of these guys they're trying.
Yeah, they're trying, bro. They're trying, bro, but they're not like, bro. When I'm looking at the United team, bro, like there's certain players where you can look at them and you say, you know what, you are technically sound. You can look at Ahmad and say you are technically sound. You can look at Kobe and say you are technically sound. You can look at Mazarawi and you can say you are technically sound. And there's other players where it's like you're clearly not. Like, do you get me? You're just clearly not.
It's that whole thing of like
that's a problem.
You now need to keep the ball better in this new system to maintain the possession stats that you see a lot of the best teams kind of have now. But the issue is a lot of your players do not do well when they have to maintain possession. Because like you said, the muscle memory is just, we got the ball, let's go long.
Bro, that's the thing. You have to have a certain level of discipline as well.
I think you get exposed more, basically, is the point I'm making.
100%, bro. Like, and that's what I was saying about Bruno as well, bro. Like Bruno in this system, and Amorim mentioned it. Like, you can't fall in love with the long pass, with the long ball. Like, you've got to be more disciplined. Like, you've got to be able to help things tick. Like this system, we need a certain technical profile where players are able to keep things ticking, like the ball can progress up, we can get out, because teams are going to press us and you've got to be able to get out of that. Like, do you get me? Like, you can't just be hoofing it. Like, do you get it? Because then what's going to happen is that we're going to just fall back into this whole, all right, cool, you know what? We will just set up our block just a little bit deeper, and then we're gonna hit these man on a break and we're gonna wait for open spaces. Do you get me? And yeah, man, like that's not going to be able to run. And I think it's going to be a long process, because I think there's two different things. Like there's one thing setting your team up with a low block and not being able to hold on to possession, but it's another thing where it's just like your players are just not capable of holding on to possession like how you would want them to hold on to possession. And I think it's going to be very interesting when we face, for example, you at the Emirates, where this is a team where they're used to having possession and they're used to holding on to the ball. And it's like, yeah, like I think in a game like that, like Amorim, he's going to, obviously it's still early and he's trying to install all of these different things into the players. But do you get me? When you're facing a team who are much more used to playing like that, it's just like you're naturally just gonna have to surrender the ball a lot more. And that's why I've said it. Remember when we were even speaking about Ten Hag, where I'm going to be like looking at like this United team much more closely is in fact when we are facing these smaller teams. And it's like, cool, it's on you. Like this isn't a thing of like, oh, you know what, you're facing Prime City where it's just like we just can't get the ball off them. Like, do you get me? That's different, bro. Like sometimes you're facing a team and it's just like, bro, we just can't get the ball off them. Like, do you get me? They're moving. I saw United, do you get me, with Ronaldo, Rooney, like, do you get me, world-class players face Barcelona and we can't get the ball off them. Like, do you get me? Like, that wasn't us setting up negatively. That was us. We just can't get the ball off them. Like, do you get me? Like, there's a difference between that and, you know what, we have clocked that we just are not capable. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna set up the deep block. We're gonna be compact.
Play to our strengths.
We're gonna play to our strengths. Do you get me? Play to our strengths. FC.
Yeah.
Do you get me? So yeah, man, there's a lot of surgery, but
no,
yeah,
100.
Man, I do really like Amorim. I like how he analyzes the game, and I really liked a lot of the things that he said. Like, it was, again, like when something like that happens, like you're looking at the manager and you want to see, cool, are you seeing what we're seeing? Like, you get me?
Yeah,
that's what you want to see. Yeah, are you seeing what we're seeing? Do you get it? So it's just like, so when he said that Bruno thing regarding the long pass, I said, oh, you're seeing what we're seeing. Right, cool.
Nah, he broke it down really well.
Yeah, it's like, you see what we see. It's like, all right, cool. Do you get me? When you're talking about Xerxes and his reluctance to get into the box, he's like, okay, you're seeing what we see. I was just like, yeah, you're seeing what we see. We're on the same page here.
Yeah.
When it's like, the players are taking too long when it comes to like their decision making. And bro, it's crazy as well, because what you referenced regarding, he literally said, bro, they're trying, man.
Yeah, bro, they're
like,
really trying.
They're trying, man. Like, do you get me? Like, some of them, and bro, you know what it is? The reality of it is that some of them, they're just not gonna be able to do it.
Nah,
like,
they won't be, man.
It's
life, bro. It's life. The older you get, the more you realize that you can want something, but whether you can do it, that's what really matters.
Different.
It doesn't matter how much you want it. So yeah, bro. I guess just to kind of quickly round up my kind of thing on the game. So yeah, that's why again, when the Euro Martinez delay come in now, see what that does to your line. Whether that pushes it up, it'll be more interesting to see the midfield. Yeah, Casemiro and Eriksen. Yeah, it's just don't really want to be seeing that midfield. But again, we'll chalk it up to the options he had available. But I would say, yeah, it just wasn't a very good midfield too. We then move forward and yeah, man, Garnacho, Bruno, like I think Bruno was very quiet in the first half. I think he had more joy in the second half where he did move deeper and was able to be on the ball. I think
that's literally what Amorim said. Yeah,
alluded to that as well. That he was closest to the ball, which is when he brought the long ball thing. So again, quickly detour to that was man. Like I said, bro, from the outside, if I was a fan, I would definitely be liking what I'm hearing from the manager, man. Again, I think at the beginning bits where you're looking at the team and you know ultimately this team is full of players that are not good enough. I mean, the mistake that you guys have made for the last few years now, especially on the Ten Hag, was this trying to him come and let me try to get the best of what these guys are capable of. Where it's like, no, you need to get a manager that has enough philosophy, and you either rise to satisfy the minimum requirement to stay within the team, or it's not gonna work and you have to leave in it. So it's looking like you're finally going down that path again. We'll see how real it is, because like I keep alluding to it, the Rashford's now up front. Yeah, he got his goal. Overall, wasn't a great game. Is he a striker? I don't think so. We'll find out more with more games. But him, Bruno, looked better in the second half when he came deeper. Do you want to play him deeper? Understand? Do you give other players more options in those positions, or do you just have to continue playing them because they're Bruno and Rashford? So I think those are the questions that we're going to learn more as we go along the season, just to see how ruthless Amorim is going to be and how ruthless they're going to allow him to be, basically. And I think that will really say a lot as we go down the road. But yeah, all in all, it wasn't a great performance. Ipswich should have definitely won. I feel like they can be very disappointed to not leave with all 3 points because they had more than enough chances. Onana was really good for you guys, kept you guys. He's the reason why you guys left with a point, in my opinion. So yeah, all in all, I agree. Could have got the new manager bounce, smacked them up, and then it's a false dawn. And these players are still stinky, and they just do enough to kind of pull the wool over his eyes initially. But I think from like our fans, I think this is a pretty good outcome where you didn't lose, but it also exposed a lot of the flaws that are there with a lot of these players. So we'll see going forward how this kind of helps Amorim make his decisions like in future games, and who he starts to determine is good enough and who isn't. That's what he's gonna have to figure out. So, but yeah, all in all, guess first game, and yeah, we'll see what the next few games have in store for us.
Yeah, no, 100%, bro. And yeah, man, we'll talk more about United in the preview episode. But yeah, bro, very quickly before I pull up the prediction table, hey, man, I want to talk about 2 fixtures.
Okay.
But I want to highlight 2 players.
Okay.
One of them is Pedro, and one of them is Cunha.
Okay.
And bro,
okay,
I think we're looking at two players who are like, obviously João Pedro's had his injuries and he's come back and he's hit the ground running. He started off the season really well, but we're looking at 2 like certain profiles where one, it'll be interesting to see what clubs come in for them, but 2, you're looking at their all-round game. And yeah, man, like they're just oozing class. Like, because it's funny because like literally, I think when we've even spoken about them over the last couple of weeks, it's like we've seen finishing ability, we've seen passing ability, and bro, did you see that João Pedro pass for Mitoma, bro?
Filthy, bro.
Oh my gosh.
Filthy.
Oh my gosh.
Filthy.
Oh my days.
And he knew it was then too.
Yeah, bro. He scanned it. He said, bro, he was looking at it. He scanned it. You know what he told my man? He said, are you on what I'm on? Because I'm capable of this. So I need to know if you're on what I'm on. Because these lot don't have a clue.
Yeah.
So are you actually on what I'm on? Because I can pull this off. So if you're on what I'm on, then we're good to go. Matoma said, I'm on what you're on.
Yeah, he's another. He
said, I'm on what you're on. He said, let the ballers ball. He said, Pedro said, I bet. Boom.
Slid it free to him.
Finish nasty. And then Cunha, another one. He said he's telling everyone in Wolverhampton.
Bro, he's just going bangers. Bro, he's just going bangers.
But it's not even just the bangers. Like, obviously it was a great finish, but bro, his overall play, man.
Yeah, the pass as well.
Like, even the pass. Yeah, nice, but that's what I'm saying. He's telling everyone in that Wolves team, are you guys on what I'm on, bro? Do you get me? He's telling them. He's like, are you like trying to play football? Like, are you trying to ball? Like, what are you lot on? So yeah, man, I want to shout out both of them, and obviously big result for Brighton. They are doing fantastic. Shout out, like, you know, just Brighton as a whole. We've spoken about them a lot, but yeah, man, what level on points with Arsenal and Chelsea? They're cooking. Like, do you get me? And shout out Wolves as well, because yeah, we spoke about them, like, and how they've previously been unlucky, and yeah, like they've done really well. Like, do you get me? To what, 4 against Fulham? I was not expecting that. No, both of us wasn't expecting that. So yeah, that's a massive result. So yeah, man, shout out to
I want Cunha, man. Arsenal,
Cunha,
I'll take him, bro. I'll take him. He's a serious player.
He is a baller. So yeah, man. And then, bro, yeah, very quickly, man, whilst we're talking about strikers, there's another striker for Chelsea who's continuing to put the ball in the back of the net, and that's Jackson. Do you get me? Like, yeah, man, another good finish. And yeah, man, Chelsea, they get the job done. Yeah, it was 2-1, but really and truly, it wasn't a 2-1 game.
It
So
wasn't.
yeah,
These
man.
they had enough chances to even blocking each other's shots.
Yeah,
How many
man.
chances
Oh
they had?
gosh, you know what it is. Madueke genuinely tried to get out of the way
No,
for
he
that.
did. He did. He
Yeah,
did.
after
Again, if
giving,
they had dropped
yeah,
points,
after
though,
like,
the narrative, the say who?
yeah, man. You can't
But
blame
yeah,
him for that. Like he
he
genuinely,
definitely
it
did.
was just one of them unlucky ones. Do you get me? But yeah, man. Like Maresca against his old club gets the win, and yeah, man. Chelsea, they're really building up steam. Like, do you get me? Because they've even got like on paper.
Yeah,
Obviously, I think they
very
got
winnable
Villa
games.
next. They got
Yeah.
Villa next, which yeah, I don't think will be easy. But yeah, like after that, I was looking at some of their fixtures, and yeah, there's definitely quite a few that are looking winnable. So yeah, and finally, I just want to quickly speak about West Ham beating
Oh,
Newcastle
sorry, bro.
2-0.
Just to add to that too, man. That
Mhm.
Jackson touch and finish for that goal. Because
Yeah, bro,
I didn't see the
nasty.
touch. And when I saw the
Yeah,
touch, I
nasty,
said,
bro.
"Oh, this is a nasty goal by
Nasty, bro.
Jackson,
Nasty,
man." So
bro.
big
Like,
ups to
yeah.
him, man. Big
Yeah,
up. And then
yeah,
another quick thing I went to in that game too. Yeah, Leicester. It's unfortunate, man, because I think you just have to play with the cards that you're dealt and the players that you have, man. But I
oh,
just look at
bro,
them and just say these
also,
are lacking
sorry,
so
bro.
much quality.
Sorry, bro.
Mm.
Bro, last stream, bro, you told me Vardy was
Yeah. So I
out.
was trolling.
Bro,
I was
I
trolling.
see Vardy running around.
Yeah.
I said,
When I saw that, I said, "Ooh, I messed up." That was not factual information.
I said, because I remember,
Yo.
because I remember when I was talking, I thought you were gonna say the same thing as me. Do you get me when we're talking about the ACL injury? Because I was talking
Yeah.
about Fatawi, yeah. And when you
Yeah.
said Vardy, I was like, oh,
You know what it is?
like,
I
do you
think
get
this
me?
is a
Yeah.
classic case of read things through. 'Cause I think I searched his
Okay.
body fit and I saw the ACL thing and I thought it was him.
Oh,
But
and it was him, but it was Fatawi
was
probably that.
Fatawi,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
probably that. Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, when I
yeah.
saw
But
him
yeah.
line up too, I
So
said,
yeah, I
"Ooh,"
see him
I
running,
said,
bro. You know, I had to wipe my eyes, bro. I see, I see Vardy running around. I said,
"Really have ACL?"
I said, I've been misinformed.
My bad, people.
I've been
Sorry, people.
misinformed.
Listen to me always sometimes.
I said I've been misinformed. I said, right. A said, you know what? Anything to get ahead of the prediction table. I hear it. I hear it. I hear it. But yeah, man. And on that note, hey man, I think it's time to remind the viewers what we're dealing with currently. So yeah, man. Prediction table there. Ace has narrowed it down a little bit. Now the gap is 4 points. So yeah, I am on 40 and Ace is on 36. And I think, yeah, literally the one differentiating result this week was that Ace predicted a draw. He predicted 2-2 with Ipswich and United. And obviously I predicted a 2-1 United win. It ended up being 1-1, which is yeah, where Ace got the extra point. So yeah, the gap is now 4 points. So yeah, man, long season to go. But yeah, bro. If you don't have anything else to say,
Just very quickly, I see Wendy say, yeah, oh my god, Fatawa ACL. Yep, he's out for the season.
Yeah, man.
Out for the season.
Yeah, that's literally what I was. Yeah, I saw it last time. I was like, yeah, man, that's not good.
It's really unfortunate. Again, bro, Leicester, they're just severely lacking quality, man. Watching that Chelsea game, I said, yeah, these lot, they look so poor.
It'll be interesting to see who they get in because obviously Steve Cooper, they've sacked him. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I know there was whispers of my boy Rude. Do you get me? And so yeah, we'll see what happens there. But yeah, man, they need to do something and fast. But yeah, bro.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Hey man. Hey man. Wendy, man. Hey, I see. I wasn't even gonna mention any of that. I wasn't even gonna mention any of that. Do you get me? Shout out DH. Do you get me?
No.
What? Yeah. To be fair, man.
This guy, what's the Gabriel just hit the Gyökeres celebration.
Swear.
I don't know. He didn't do it right though. I don't know if he's trolling, but
man.
I just saw that. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've just seen Haaland has put City ahead as well. So yeah. But yeah, man. Yeah, bro. Do you have anything else to say?
Nah, that's it for me.
Cool. Well, as always, I want to thank anyone who has tuned into the stream, whether it's been for 30 seconds, 1 minute, half an hour, 1 hour, or the whole stream. We really appreciate it. We don't take it for granted. Thank you to anyone who's going to watch this later. Thank you to anyone who's liked, shared, and subscribed. And yeah, man, thank you to anyone who has generally supported us. And yeah, man, follow us on all the socials, Instagram, TikTok, we're there, Twitter, like, yeah, we're there. And yeah, man, like, again, just want to extend the invitation that, yeah, if anyone wants to get involved, like, and even if you just got like feedback, just, yeah, let us know, like, send us a message. But yeah, we will be streaming again in and around the hour. So yeah, please tune in for that. And yeah, we'll see you guys soon.
Sweet. Thanks, everyone.